Chosen one, the clock that has kept you waiting is no longer counting down. It's unlocking. The stillness that once felt endless is breaking open, and something divine is now in motion. You may not see the movement yet, but you can feel it. The shift is subtle at first. The air feels charged, your heart feels lighter, and your intuition is whispering louder. Heaven has begun to move things that were stuck, align paths that were blocked, and reorder what once seemed impossible to repair. Now, before we go further, take a moment, watch this video until the end, because this message was meant for you. The energy of this moment is sacred. As you listen, write your warmest wishes and 777 in the comments below. This is not just an action, it's activation. A declaration that your waiting season has ended. By writing it, you're sending a frequency into the universe, a vibration that draws miracles closer, reshapes timelines, and affirms your readiness to receive what's been waiting for you. You've been born through the ache of delay, the silence of confusion, the exhaustion of faith stretched thin. There were nights you wondered if the heavens had forgotten your name, but they didn't. The pause was preparation, not punishment. You had to be refined before being revealed. You had to lose your grip so heaven could take hold. Now, as things begin to move, you'll realize why it all took so long. The timing had to match the version of you who could carry what's coming. Every door that closed did so to guide you toward the one that will never shut again. Every detour was divine direction. Every no was protection in disguise. Heaven doesn't move on your impatience, it moves on your readiness. And now you are ready. You've reached the vibration where destiny recognizes you. The opportunities you once chased are now circling back, not because you begged for them, but because you've become the person who no longer needs to. The world may not understand how quickly your circumstances begin to shift. You'll notice conversations changing, connections forming out of nowhere, people showing up at the exact time you need them. It will feel surreal, but it's not luck. It's synchronization. You've entered a season where what was delayed will be delivered. Heaven is not behind schedule. It's right on divine time. And you, chosen one, are about to witness what happens when patience finally meets promise. You're starting to feel it, aren't you? The subtle shift in the atmosphere that no one else seems to notice. The peace that doesn't make sense, the quiet knowing that something unseen is unfolding in your favor. That's how heaven moves, silently, deliberately, and with precision. The wait was never wasted. It was the soil where your patience, faith, and resilience took root. You were being built for what you're now ready to carry. The divine clock has struck, and what was once pending has been released into motion. You may not realize it yet, but the signs are already all around you. People who once resisted your energy will begin to soften. Doors that wouldn't budge will creak open on their own. Conversations that used to drain you will now shift toward purpose. These are not coincidences, they're confirmations. Heaven doesn't move through chaos, it moves through alignment. The reason things felt stuck for so long was because your frequency didn't match your promise, but you've changed. The energy you carry now draws in what once avoided you. There was a time when you chased opportunities, believing you needed to prove yourself to be chosen. But what you didn't see then is that the chosen ones never chase. They attract. They don't force outcomes, they align with purpose. You were hidden for a reason. While others ran ahead chasing recognition, heaven was reconfiguring you in silence, ensuring that when your moment arrived, it would not just bless you, it would redefine you. Now everything that once rejected you will begin to recognize you. Environments that once drained your spirit will no longer have a hold on you. You'll feel it in your conversations, in the rooms you walk into, in the opportunities that begin to find their way to your door. Your name has been whispered in rooms you haven't entered yet. And soon what has been promised in the unseen will start manifesting before your eyes. The key to this next phase isn't striving, it's surrender. You don't have to beg heaven to move, it already has. What you need now is awareness. The ability to see movement in moments that seem still. The miracle isn't coming, it's already here, disguised as small beginnings, hidden within quiet transitions. Heaven's timing rarely announces itself. It simply unfolds, one divine coincidence at a time. When you wake up in the morning and feel that sudden wave of calm for no reason, that's confirmation. When a thought comes to you with absolute clarity, telling you it's time to begin again, that's direction. When a delay suddenly turns into an open door you didn't expect, that's alignment. The movement you've been praying for is not loud, it's layered. Heaven moves in whispers, not explosions. This is the part where patience turns into proof. You're about to see how everything that felt disconnected was secretly building toward this alignment. That heartbreak you thought destroyed you, it purified you. That waiting season that made you doubt yourself, it stretched you. That silence you misinterpreted as absence. It was God's laboratory, creating your breakthrough behind closed doors. Now the silence has served its purpose, the gears are turning again. Momentum is back on your side. You'll begin to notice synchronicities increasing, numbers, names, random conversations that carry a message just for you. You'll feel your spirit pull you towards something new, even if your mind doesn't fully understand it yet. That's heaven's way of guiding you before it reveals the full picture. Do not resist this transition. You've prayed for change, but now you must be change. You've asked for doors to open, but now you must walk through them, even if your legs shake. The energy that once intimidated you will now empower you. You'll begin to notice that what you feared losing was never real stability. It was illusion. Heaven doesn't take things away to punish you. It removes what would have polluted your purpose. You are not being led randomly, you are being positioned strategically. Every closed door was a redirection toward alignment. Every delay was heaven's way of saying, hold on, not yet, you're almost ready. And now here you are, ready, prepared, grounded. The universe will soon echo back the very frequency you've been cultivating in silence. The people meant for you will find you without confusion. The opportunities designed for you will unfold without pressure, and the blessings meant for you will stick, not because you fought for them, but because they recognize your energy. This is the season where movement won't feel forced, it will feel natural. You'll wake up one day and realize that everything you've been waiting for is already in motion, flowing toward you in perfect timing. Heaven doesn't rush, but when it moves all at once. The air feels heavier, not in burden, but in meaning. Every hour carries weight, every second feels like a message. You can sense that something unseen is unfolding, almost like the world is quietly rearranging itself around you. It's not anxiety, it's awareness. You're beginning to recognize movement not through noise, but through patterns. Heaven rarely announces its shifts with thunder, it speaks through divine subtleties, through timing, intuition, and the way certain moments seem to glow when you look back at them. That's how heaven moves, silently but with purpose. You're noticing it more now. The conversations that come at the right time. The opportunities that reappear after being gone for months. The internal calm that shows up where panic used to live. These are not random, they are heaven's fingerprints. You've entered a season where things are aligning so smoothly it almost feels unreal. But that's what divine alignment feels like, unfamiliar peace. You've waited long enough that chaos became your comfort zone, so now, when peace finally arrives, it feels strange. But don't question it, receive it. This is what you prayed for, even if it feels different than you imagined. You're walking through a threshold you can't fully describe, and yet deep down, your soul recognizes it. You might not have all the answers, but you don't need them anymore. You've reached the level of trust where faith has replaced logic. You don't have to know how things will work, you just know they will. You've surrendered the need to control the outcome. And that surrender is what's allowing heaven to move freely on your behalf. Everything that once felt delayed is suddenly picking up speed. The job that once felt impossible to get, the relationship that once seemed out of reach, the dream you put on pause, all of it is stirring again. But this time, it's not your effort bringing it to life, it's divine motion. You've shifted from striving to receiving. You're no longer begging heaven for movement. You've become the kind of person heaven can move through. The energy you carry now is different. It's calm yet commanding, humble yet powerful. When you walk into a room, things subtly change. People can't explain why they feel lighter around you, but it's because you've become alignment in motion. Heaven doesn't just bless you, it blesses everyone connected to you. You're starting to notice that your presence has become prophetic. When you speak peace, rooms quiet. When you stay silent, truth still echoes. That's not arrogance, it's divine authority. But with this new flow comes something unexpected, tests disguised as opportunities. The enemy doesn't attack what's still, it attacks what's moving. So now that heaven is shifting things for you, distractions may arise to see if you've truly learned what silence taught you. Be discerning. Not every door is divine, and not every voice is guidance. You've come too far to confuse momentum with direction. Just because something moves doesn't mean it's meant for you. Stay anchored. The key to this season is spiritual stillness in the midst of acceleration. The world around you may be speeding up, but your power is in remaining grounded. The wait taught you this, how to sense timing, how to detect truth, how to pause before reacting. You've learned that waiting doesn't mean doing nothing, it means aligning everything. And now that heaven is moving, you don't have to rush to keep up, you just have to stay in rhythm. There's a beautiful irony in what's happening right now. Everything you thought you lost is finding its way back in a better form. The people who overlooked you will remember you. The dreams that died will resurrect stronger. The plans that failed will relaunch at the right time. You were never being buried, you were being planted. And now the soil has shifted. The growth you've been waiting to see will start to appear. First quietly, then rapidly, then all at once. This is what happens when divine timing catches up with destiny. You don't have to fight anymore. The wind is finally at your back. Every step you take now is guided. Every pause is purposeful. Every connection is divine. You've entered the flow. Heaven's motion has merged with yours. And though others might not see it yet, they will. The transformation within you is too radiant to remain hidden. You're not just being elevated, you're being revealed. The wait didn't break you, it trained you. The silence didn't isolate you, it refined you. And now as the movement intensifies, you'll realize something profound. Heaven was never slow, it was strategic. Every delay was alignment, every moment of stillness was set. Every tear was irrigation for what's about to grow. You can feel it now, the rising momentum, the invisible current carrying you forward. This isn't imagination, it's divine confirmation. The wait is over and you're walking into everything you once prayed would find you. The shift is undeniable now. What once felt invisible has started to take form right before your eyes. The still waters have begun to ripple, not from chaos, but from motion. You can feel it in your gut, the quiet pull forward, the unmistakable sense that something larger than you is guiding every step. This isn't imagination, and it isn't coincidence. This is heaven, revealing what it's been building in silence. Every unanswered prayer, every closed door, every delay, they were not moments of punishment, but construction. The foundation was being laid where you couldn't see it, and now the structure is beginning to rise. This is where most people panic, because movement doesn't always look like progress at first. Sometimes heaven shakes the ground before it plants the seed. Sometimes things fall apart right before they align. But you, chosen one, you've matured past panic. You recognize divine disruption when you see it. You've learned that when things start shifting, it's not time to fear, it's time to trust. The noise is only temporary, the purpose beneath it is eternal. In this phase, heaven is not just moving around you, it's moving through you. That's why your emotions may feel more intense lately. The pull in your spirit, the sudden bursts of clarity, the heaviness followed by unexplainable peace. These are all signs of activation. Your sensitivity isn't weakness, it's evidence that your spirit is syncing with divine rhythm. You're becoming more aware, more attuned, more aligned. You don't just feel energy anymore, you interpret it. You can sense truth before it's spoken, danger before it's shown, blessings before they arrive. That's not noia. That's discernment sharpened through the weight. You've crossed into a stage where the spiritual and physical begin to overlap. Heaven is moving so precisely that it's rearranging external events to mirror your internal transformation. You'll notice people drifting out of your life with no explanation. Don't chase them. You'll see opportunities that once mattered suddenly lose their pull. Don't mourn them. Heaven removes what's temporary to make space for what's eternal. The motion may feel like loss, but it's actually liberation. Doors are opening, but not the ones you expected. Paths are forming, but not the ones you planned. You're learning that destiny doesn't follow your map, it follows your growth. The more you evolve, the more your environment evolves to match you. The wait is over, not because the world changed, but because you did. You've reached the frequency that attracts what's been waiting to meet you. Heaven doesn't rush to meet deadlines, it moves when your vibration matches divine design. Now that the movement has started, watch how fast everything aligns. Conversations will happen that feel rewritten. Opportunities will appear that seem too specific to be random. A stranger will speak words that feel like answers. That's heaven's language, synchronicity. When the divine moves, it speaks in alignment and it never stutters. But don't forget, movement brings responsibility. The same power that's elevating you requires you to stay grounded. Stay humble when favor finds you. Stay calm when acceleration begins. Don't let speed tempt you into distraction. The enemy can't stop heaven's motion, but it will try to misdirect it. Stay focused. Not everything that glitters is your gold, and not every invitation is divine. You must choose stillness within motion. That's how you protect your promise. You're being positioned for things that don't just bless you, but shift everything connected to you. This movement isn't small, it's generational. It's rewriting cycles, healing roots, restoring balance to things that were off for years. The prayers your ancestors whispered, the hopes your younger self cried for, they're being fulfilled through you. You are the proof that waiting works. And though it may not look like a celebration yet, heaven is already rejoicing. You've passed the tests of silence, learned the language of surrender, and earned the pace of peace. You've stepped into the moment that everything before you was preparing for. What's coming won't require you to fight for it, man. It will recognize you and attach itself naturally. Because heaven doesn't force what fits, it flows it toward you. So breathe, relax your shoulders, step forward with awareness. You are not late, you are not forgotten, you are not behind. The motion you feel now is confirmation that divine timing has caught up with your obedience. The wait is over and heaven is already in motion, carrying you where effort never could. Everything that was once uncertain is beginning to reveal its pattern. The stillness that once confused you has now become the clearest teacher. You can finally see it. Every setback, every silence, every delay was positioning you here to this exact point where divine motion meets your readiness. Heaven has not only moved, it's accelerated, and now you are being carried by the momentum of everything that was waiting to unfold the moment you decided to stop forcing it. This part of your journey feels different because it is different. The energy surrounding you has changed. It's no longer dense with resistance, but alive with flow. The things that used to feel heavy are now light. Conversations that once felt draining now bring insight. You wake up each morning sensing that something powerful is unfolding, even if you can't see it yet. That quiet inner assurance you feel, that's not just intuition, that's divine confirmation. You've entered the current of purpose and heaven is steering you forward. You'll begin to notice divine patterns in everything. Someone will say a phrase you've been hearing in your spirit for weeks. A door you forgot about will suddenly open, as if it never closed. A message, a dream, a number, a memory. Each one will echo the same truth. The wait is over. Heaven is in motion, and now it's your responsibility to move with it. But moving with heaven requires something sacred, letting go of the old rhythm. You can't step into divine timing with the mindset of delay. The habits, fears, and expectations that were formed in waiting cannot lead you in this new flow. You'll feel the urge to cling to what's familiar, but the familiar has already served its purpose. What's coming requires new thoughts, new courage, and new boundaries. Heaven isn't just giving you blessings, it's trusting you with expansion. This is where your obedience begins to manifest physically. The internal surrender you practiced in silence is now producing external transformation. Things that once took years to shift will start moving in weeks. The clarity you begged for will come easily now because heaven doesn't need to shout when you've learned to listen. That's the beauty of spiritual maturity. I see, so answers no longer arrive through chaos, but through calm. You'll begin to sense acceleration. Not the kind that exhausts you, but the kind that aligns you perfectly. Opportunities will appear and you'll feel peace even when you can't predict the outcome. That's how you'll know they're divine. Heaven never moves with pressure, only precision. If you feel anxiety, pause. If you feel flow, proceed. You'll know what's yours because it will bring peace, not panic. You're also going to feel your purpose expanding beyond yourself. The blessings coming aren't meant to end with you. They're meant to flow through you. You'll notice people being drawn to your calm, your wisdom, your light. You won't even have to try to inspire them. Your presence will do it naturally. Because when heaven moves, it moves through hearts first. Your transformation becomes contagious. Your growth becomes guidance. But be prepared. Not everyone will celebrate this shift. Some will feel confused by your peace, threatened by your acceleration. They'll wonder how you've changed so quickly, how doors are opening for you that remained closed for them. Don't defend yourself. Don't explain. You've learned that silence is the best response when favor begins to speak for you. Let your peace do the talking. The same heaven that moved for you will reveal the truth for you. This is the part of the journey where destiny becomes undeniable. What you've been praying for is now moving toward you, not in fragments, but in full. The same hand that delayed you is now delivering you. Every seed planted in faith is sprouting simultaneously. You'll look around and realize that things are aligning faster than you can even ask for them. That's how heaven works when timing meets obedience. It releases everything at once. In this season, you'll learn to rest while rising. You'll realize that ease is not the absence of effort, it's the evidence of alignment. You'll understand that real success doesn't come from striving, but from surrender. You'll see how your greatest breakthroughs came not when you pushed harder, but when you finally said, I trust you. And that's exactly why heaven is moving for you now, because your faith has matured from request to readiness. The next few days, weeks, even hours may surprise you. Unexpected calls, long-awaited messages, divine opportunities appearing when you least expect them. It won't feel random. It will feel right. You'll know in your spirit that this is the season everything starts unfolding. The spiritual and the physical are meeting in perfect synchronization. The timing is divine, the flow is alive, and the message is clear. So the wait is over and heaven is no longer preparing you in silence. It's positioning you in motion. So stay steady, chosen one. Stay soft yet firm, humble yet strong. Heaven's movement isn't chaotic, it's calibrated. You're not being rushed, you're being released. Everything that's meant for you is already finding its way home. The wind has shifted completely now. What once felt like waiting has become walking. What once felt like stillness has become movement. You can sense it everywhere, in the rhythm of your thoughts, in the calm that lingers when you wake, in the unexplainable knowing that something irreversible has begun. Heaven is not preparing you anymore. Heaven is carrying you. The season of wondering has given way to revelation. Every silent prayer, every quiet tear, every moment you thought no one saw, they've all been gathered, recorded, and released into motion. This is the moment where divine orchestration becomes visible reality. You'll start to notice that even your smallest steps feel guided now. There's no more guessing, no more chasing, no more questioning whether you're enough. You'll walk into places you never imagined with confidence that doesn't come from ego but from awareness. You've seen too much divine alignment to doubt now. The way people enter your life at the right time, the way opportunities seem to find you when you've stopped looking, it's not coincidence. It's heaven's choreography in full display. The angels that once walked beside you quietly are now clearing your path openly. Your story is shifting into acceleration and you'll barely recognize the version of yourself that used to beg for movement. You were never being ignored, you were being integrated into divine order. And now that order is working for you. The weight on your shoulders has lifted, the noise in your mind has softened, and in its place stands a quiet power. The kind that doesn't need to prove itself because it knows. You'll begin to feel joy that doesn't depend on outcomes, peace that doesn't need permission, and love that no longer hides behind conditions. Every test you endured had a purpose. The heartbreaks taught you empathy. The silences taught you discernment. The waiting taught you trust. You didn't just survive the delay, you evolved through it. Heaven was never trying to break you, it was sculpting you into a vessel strong enough to carry what was coming. And now that the moment has arrived, everything you lost will return in a higher form. The relationships that align will deepen. The work you do will finally bear fruit. The dreams you thought were too late will suddenly make sense again. You'll stand in awe of how effortlessly things begin to flow. People will call it luck, but you'll know it's alignment. You'll notice how quickly your intentions manifest, how your thoughts seem to materialize before you even speak them. That's not magic, that's mastery. You've learned to think from a place of gratitude instead of fear, and heaven always responds to gratitude faster than it does to desperation. You're no longer praying from lack, you're creating from fullness. But even in this flow, stay grounded. Remember the humility the weight taught you. You were hidden for so long, not because you were forgotten, but because the spotlight can burn those who haven't learned the balance between visibility and vulnerability. Now that the light is finding you, protect your peace the way you once protected your hope. Don't let noise distract you. Don't let imitation distort you. Stay anchored in the same stillness that carried you here. The next chapter of your life will not demand the same struggle. It will demand stewardship. You've learned how to wait. Now you must learn how to walk in grace. The blessings arriving are not random rewards. They are sacred responsibilities. You'll find yourself influencing people you've never met, inspiring strangers who see themselves in your strength. Heaven doesn't just move for you, it moves through you. You are the bridge between divine intention and human experience. And as this new motion continues, you'll see the beauty of divine timing with fresh eyes. The years you thought were wasted were actually working for you. Every closed door rerouted you,